what do you call that for table tennis?
वो नहीं, वो जो टेबल वाला होता है.
हाँ.
वेलाई
हम लोग फुटबॉल टेनिस ही बोलते हैं उसको.
Okay, I am seeing it. We've gone live. क्या हाल है जी दोस्तों? We're waiting for the fourth participant on our chat today, who is Mangi Singh. तो जब तक Mangi Singh आएंगे, मैं इशफाक अहमद और सिद्धांत ऐनी, तीन लोग, एक गोवा से, एक कलकत्ता से, एक मुंबई से, तीनों के तीनों तीन अलग बबल से आज आपके लिए आ रहे हैं 420 ग्राम्स पर. तो जब तक मंगी साहब आएंगे वहाँ पे बबल की थोड़ी हम बात करेंगे, क्योंकि हमारे जो लेटेस्ट एंट्रेंट है सिद्धांत ऐनी. वैसे इशफाक, लास्ट जो एपिसोड था हमने बात तो ये छेड़ी थी कि हम बात करेंगे मोहन बगान की, हम बात करेंगे नोकदुम्बा नावरम वाला जो ट्रांसफर था उसकी बात करेंगे. सर 50 मिनट का शो है. 50 मिनट के शो में 40 मिनट तो हमने ऐनी के बबल की लाइफ के बारे में बात करी है. हमने कहा एक कोई कह रहा है कि दाढ़ी नहीं बनी हुई है, भाई की दाढ़ी बन गई है ज्यादा. हाउ इज ही मैनेजिंग? ओ ये देखो, ये आ गए हमारे fourth participant, Mangi Singh, and so we're complete now. Mangi, we were just talking right now, 3 people from 3 different bubbles and 1 former India player with a bubblegum smile who's joining us on the show. Kya baat hai? Guys, thanks so much for joining us, because of course we're coming to you. We're coming to you from an interesting game. Now, prior to kickoff, this was a huge game because you saw 2 big teams were taking to the field. One was Mumbai City FC, who seem rejuvenated, who seem on ever since the Manchester City takeover, or the Etihad takeover, or the City Group takeover, and this season they seem like title contenders. And on the other hand, you've got Bengaluru FC, who in how many years of existence? 10 years of existence, 6th year in this league. 10 years of existence, have always been amongst the big boys of Indian football. However, what you saw in the first 30 minutes, अफवाह तो ये चल रही थी कि ये कौन 11 खिलाड़ी बेंगलुरु एफसी के शर्ट पहन के आ गए यहाँ पे खेलने के लिए, क्योंकि ये बेंगलुरु एफसी तो लग नहीं रही थी. और जिस तरीके से मुंबई ने फिर उनको तोड़ा है, with the amount of space that Bengaluru gave them, Mumbai walking away as 3-1 deserved winners in that match. We've got Mangi Singh, we've got Ishfaq Ahmed, we've got Siddhant Ani. I'll start with you, Ishfaq. ये कौन सी टीम थी सर? ये मुझे लग रहा था कि रोहतक की 5-star टीम नहीं होती, वो जो खेलने जाते हैं वो सैटरडे लीग. बिकॉज आपने इतना रिस्पेक्ट दे दिया मुंबई सिटी को, आप तो सब पीछे बैठ गए कि हम बैठ गए जी अपने हाफ में 10 के 10.
I think like tactics somewhere it didn't work. You could clearly see they want to there was a man-to-man mark to Jahu. Yeah, and Norwegian striker. But unfortunately, there are other good midfielders Mumbai City have. Like Will Borges is having a fantastic season again. He's getting involved in everything and all that. And then you see Mandar is back, and what a fantastic ball he put in, inside the box. Like that's a dream cross. I think that those are the crosses you can use for teaching. What he did with the cross, goalkeeper beaten, whole defense was beaten. It was just it needed just a touch. I think that was a soccer punch for me, that second goal. Bengaluru is not usually the kind of team who will concede in first 10 minutes or 11 minutes or 12 minutes, 2 goals and all that. Credit to Mumbai, they had that intent to go forward, as you rightly said. I think somewhere, Bengaluru didn't know what to do in those 15 minutes first. And in fact, later on also, I felt like, there was clear, when you play this kind of formation, I think Brown, who's a power striker, to play on him a wing, he didn't track back. Many other things which didn't work, unfortunately. Like when a team loses, it's easy to find faults, like in them. But I can't agree more with you that the team didn't look like the same Bengaluru, what Bengaluru are famous for or what they have been doing. I totally agree that much. And I'm sure their teams, the players know, the coaches will be, when they will review the match, and they will be disappointed. But I think the league, anything can still happen. They are not that far. They have to come up with this, their
सर
best
अभी
performance.
इस लीग की खासियत तो ये है एंड कि आप चाहे कुछ भी खेलो, चाहे आप फर्स्ट आओ सेकंड आओ लीग में, अगर आप टॉप 4 में आ रहे हो, टॉप 4 के इर्द गिर्द हो, उसके बाद कहानी अलग होती है. वंस यू
Exactly.
मेक द प्लेऑफ्स, वो तो कहानी अलग है और वो थोड़ी दूर की कहानी है. बट मंगी, over the weekend in the Premier League we saw Man City dismantling Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
And in the post-match analysis, I think it was Alan Shearer was sitting, and he said these are the kind of performances, and he was referring to Chelsea, and he's saying these are the kind of performances that get the coach the sack.
Yeah.
Because there was a lack of intent. It seemed like the team lacked cohesion, and there was no plan. It didn't seem like they were playing for one another. आज जो सर आपने ये बेंगलुरु को देखा, and I'm trust me on this, I'm not saying it just based on the 90 minutes we've seen right now.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the season gone by.
Yeah.
And so it's a culmination of 7-8 games that we see, 6-7 games. आपको क्या लग रहा है सर, थोड़ा वहां पे behind closed doors, I get a sense, at least from afar, and I may be wrong, that not all is well, and that is showing in the team.
I don't know, right? I mean, what's happening in the dressing room? That's something I think someone like from the dressing room can tell us. But for us to sitting here and commenting on what exactly happening, yes, we can. मतलब हम ये बोल सकते हैं कि यार, I think seeing the last 7-8 matches, definitely it's not the same Bengaluru that is known for, or the reputation they have built up from the last, I think, more than about a decade now. But yeah, today, I mean, based on today's 90 minutes, then it doesn't look like Mumbai was very comfortable. I mean, that one, I think what quite interesting was after they came back with Sunil's penalty. Again, I thought like Mumbai was pretty comfortable, 2-0. They're just playing around. Then there was a phase where BFC tried to have some control in the game. But again, after Sunil scored the goal, then the speed up again. If you see, the Mumbai was pretty comfortable. They split up and they. I mean, it was a very unfortunate mistake that happened with Gurpreet, but then they came back. So I mean, I said again, मतलब हम लोग ये बोल सकते हैं कि यार क्या हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा है मतलब dressing room पे, but yes, for sure they are not the same team that we know, but yeah, hopefully, I don't know, but again, it's still they have very much chance to come back in the top 4. So
Totally.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm not trying to paint a picture that it's all doom and gloom, but I'm just talking about present day scenario. And I understand you and Ishfaq, you're guys who've been in dressing rooms, you understand how dressing rooms work and all. So it's not easy to comment from outside. But इस पैनल पे 2 खुले सांड भी तो हैं. एक है हमारा दाढ़ी वाला भाई और एक हूं मैं, जो काफी टाइम से, जब से शो शुरू हुआ, चाबी लगाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. तो मेरे दाढ़ी वाले भाई के पास में जाऊंगा. भाई, would I be right in saying, अब मैं थोड़ा और ट्विस्ट कर देता हूँ, these are the performances that can get you the sack, A, but the fact that the scenario in which you're playing in this league, that you're in a so-called bubble, so if you do get rid of a coach, then you think of getting a new coach, the complications and implications that follow after, of quarantine, of getting in whatever, so that also might not be possible. मैं तो ये कह रहा हूँ, so a lot of question marks for BFC as far as management is concerned, कि what is the decision making, because अगर टीम को एकदम से उठाना होता है, resurrect करना होता है, अक्सर वर्ल्ड फुटबॉल में ये देखा है कि आप you change the leader, new leadership comes in and takes over.
Yeah, totally, man. But I mean, like, I got to start off by giving a lot of credit to Mumbai City FC, who are playing like I think a level above everyone else in the league. I think that's my opinion.
Bengaluru let them play, भाई. उन्होंने तो खेलने दिया, वो तो खिलाड़ी आप खाली स्पेस दोगे तो लड़का खेलेगा ना.
I think सही बात है, but they've been doing it, I think, consistently. 9 games into the season now, they've done it fairly consistently from the beginning. They seem to have found a rhythm that their players seem to be gelling very well with each other. Young players, senior players, foreign players, everyone. I mean, last time I think Mangi and Ishfaq were on the show, we talked about youngsters and we talked about Bipin Singh, the Manipuri boy who's playing on the left wing for Mumbai City. he had another cracker today, and it's so much fun to watch him and the way he's been playing this season. Followed by actually just small digression, but yesterday's game which Holisar and Nazari scored 2 goals in. So lots of exciting things happening on the left wing. Coming to what you said about BFC, my roommate these days is of the opinion that maybe it's and
Who's
I'm
your
not
roommate?
wanting to
Is it Manisha Koraila? ये आप सस्पेंस में क्यों डाला हुआ है? आप बता दीजिए कौन है आपका रूममेट?
Yeah, Manisha Koirala from Noida. So my roommate is Anuj Gupta of Sudeva Delhi Football Club, with whom we are hanging out in this I-League bubble. So he's of the opinion that some coach in some dressing room somewhere has to take a decision on Chhetri and Chhetri's kind of position in various squads. Now, I'm not meaning to put Ishfaq and Mangi in the spot here, on the spot here, by bringing them into that conversation, but it's a legitimate one as far as India also concerned and Bangalore concerned. I mean, something's looking absolutely not
so
right.
What is he saying? Move it out from the left and make him play more center? Is he saying move from the left and play more towards the center?
Maybe it's mine. I'm not sure.
Yes, sir, it is you. We can hear you.
Is it
now.
my audio that's gone?
I
can't hear anything, or
we can hear you.
That is Zoom's way of saying that this conversation or this panelist is not working. Mangi, what do you say, yaar? Because I know what. थोड़ा thought मेरे भी दिमाग में आया है जब सुनील को देखा ना वहाँ पे खेलते हुए, and he's playing on the left. Labor, as always, Sunil labor मारता है and he does whatever. But in a team where it's not working, even someone with that quality, कितनी देर तक चलेगा वो? And you saw that there were times when he was trying, but there was nothing. आगे कुछ था ही नहीं to do. So that this positioning of Sunil, are you fine with him playing on the left, coming inside? Is that the only way he can play? Because, and I say why, because आप उनका striker देखो बेंगलुरु का, the Norwegian guy, he's not working. Deshaun Brown को आपने wing पे डाल दिया है. Clayton Edge वो striker नहीं है, he plays पीछे, so पीछे से आगे आता है. तो क्या आप option ना use करो कि आप सुनील को डालो आगे, ताकि कुछ तो करे वो?
Again, I mean, not being diplomatic here. I think it's purely, I think coach's decision now. Coach का क्या decision है? But again, coming back to Sunil again, because I keep giving example about Sunil for the last, I think, number of years now, with many youngsters who are coming up. Because in football, I think Ishfaq would agree with me with this, that adaptability का बात करता है. And I think if I have to go by what Pochettino, again, थोड़ा सा deviation before I बात को, but he said like FIFO, that fit in or fuck off. Sorry with the language, but so either you fit in or just fuck off. Like, so when they, so I think the adaptability का जब बात करता है. So now you're coming with few players. Maybe the coaches try to, like थोड़ा position को लेके थोड़ा इधर उधर, but maybe not clicking. But I think Sunil, again now the question is like whether he should be playing more in the central or in the right or the left. But when Bangalore FC is up, this was again during the S League era tha. So when Sunil just got into the BFC, so he's been like one of the established number 9 or number 10 for the national team or many of the clubs that he had played. Then the question ये था कि अभी S League जब आया था तो सुनील को बोला कि okay, सुनील उसको लेफ्ट पे डाल दिया. If Sunil said like okay, मैं number 9 10 में नहीं खेलेगा तो हम नहीं खेलेंगे. They will say like, okay, just sit on the bench then. But I'm just thinking that as a sort of playing for the country as a one of the legend हमारे लिए, and just he quietly just walk and adapt, and I think he did pretty fine for the last few years, right? And from the left coming inside scoring goals, number of hit probably, I mean he's the highest scorer Indian in the like, right? But maybe for some reason this should, not just maybe it's not Sunil, but there might be a lot of other factors as well. Like you brought up about the dressing room, you brought up about like some of the players bronze like not clicking. Then what should we do now here? I think it comes down to again the coach usko kya decision lena hai. So I mean
no, Mangi, I agree. It comes down to the coach, and you see
I don't Pandit, it
हाँ जी
is.
सर.
I think we are touching the wrong player. He scored 5 goals.
नहीं सर, मैं सुनील की बात नहीं कर रहा. मैं कह रहा हूँ कोच का है.
I will
कोच का
talk about
डिसीजन
his
है.
positioning. I will talk about his positioning. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, I'm talking about his position. He's their top scorer from the same position. I don't think there is anything. I think there is somewhere else wrong position. People are not playing in their position, or there is something wrong somewhere else. Anyways, he's still in this current season, he's their top scorer, so he is doing the job. Yes, now what you can say, should we give him a position where he doesn't have to do that much of labor? But I think he's still enjoying, he's still fit, he finishes 90 minutes, he has scored open play 2 or 3 goals already. So I think it's not about him. I think somewhere something is not working, which
I think it's a lot of combination of lot of things. Even if you
Yeah.
see going by the stats today, like even I think Sunil was just behind. I think kiske Samanda, I think behind in terms of sprint. I think he sprint some like 20 numbers. I think some 60.
सब वो हमने काम किया है. बड़े फर्जी नंबर भी होते हैं वो.
अच्छा वो पता नहीं. वो तो मैच में दिखाता है. So I'm just going by that. And also again, I think a lot of things are not going right. So it's just more about like if you are looking for going for a counter and you have a couple of like individuals on in the pitch who slow down the game, for example, then I think a lot of things are not working. So maybe they have a certain plan. The plan A is not working, so now maybe they have to try the plan B. Plan B is not working, then again go to the plan C. I don't know whether they have whatever. So it's all.
My only point on Sunil was that see, we're not trying to say, but I'm just saying from that 11 today. See, होता क्या है कि जब आप पे दूसरी टीम चढ़ी है, there is some movement or something from the opposition team कुछ अच्छा करता है और suddenly momentum पकड़ता है. फिर पूरी टीम आती है, चढ़ती है 5 मिनट 6 मिनट के लिए, जो भी करती है. So if you had to pick one player from that 11, it would be Sunil Chhetri कि कुछ करे. Now the thing is actually आगे कुछ वो बंदा कर ही नहीं पा रहा था बेचारा नॉर्वेजियन. वो बस उसको शैडो कर रहा था जाहू जहां जा रहा था. इनफैक्ट एल्को ने हाफ टाइम में बड़ी अच्छी बात बोली. इसे वो बाथरूम भी गया होगा तो मुझे लग रहा है वो बाथरूम के बाहर खड़ा होगा उसको शैडो करने के लिए. Right. So my thing is, from a coach's perspective, when you have a guy like that and you know it's not working, why not change it? Put Sunil आगे, take out Brown, put in Udanta. Because आप वहीं आप उन इंडियन प्लेयर्स को देखो ना क्या खेल रहे हैं वो लड़के. चाहे बिपिन हो गया, हमने बिपिन की बात करी. आप रेनियर को देखो, रनाउडे को देखो. तो क्या क्रॉसिंग, रनाउडे was doing such good crossing. Really nice to see Ranaudé doing great crossing. And then of course you have Mandar and I mean when you talk about Rowland is amongst the top guys. So I'm not even saying look at that boy. He's already there. Right? तो मैं इसलिए बोल नहीं रहा. So that is the only thing. Bhai, Annie, I'll again come back to you.
Yes, sir.
If it continues like this, can you foresee Mr. Quadrat leaving the bubble? That's all I'm asking you. It's a very simple question. And it's valid. They're on 5th or 6th in the points table.
5th, yeah, but only a point
and generally see what happens is that when you take these decisions, it's not where you are in the table, it's how you're playing in the 90 minutes that generally forces the management or someone to take a decision. So I don't think, I think I'm valid in asking that question at least.
No,
why it has to be coach? My question.
Yeah.
इतिहास गवाह है ये तो. अब आप क्या करोगे?
That's a fun part. The fun part of towards the end of the season. Definitely, if the team doesn't do well, then first, Gala
But Mangi, there are always seasons where entire team doesn't do well.
Yeah.
But
to be honest, the entire team is not doing well.
True. Yes.
Yeah, they're not.
In fact, one boy only about coaches. It's about entire team.
One boy has written a very nice point, and so he's a fan, so he's extreme. He's written, Bengaluru's Indian core is not working. So foreigner क्या करेगा? Which is, I think it's a very valid point. जो same Indian core जो पिछले 3 साल अच्छा कर रहा था.
Maybe it's
Indian foreigner जो भी हो, I think when you are bringing in like Dimas and all these guys in, you bring them to do a particular job, and I'm not sure what the scene with Offset is and where that recommendation came to Bangalore FC. But obviously, they're a club that do their homework and they're not just find a player out of thin air. So obviously, the coaching staff, the technical staff has seen something in that boy, and then brought him in. Unfortunately, it just Deshaun Brown is another example. on paper, perhaps he works, but in actual fact, for whatever the reason is, whether the team is not getting along with each other. I mean, I I found like a massive lack of ideas, man. Even when they had the ball in the middle of the pitch, they were not able to go anywhere with it. Um, the what I find the reason I was talking about Sunil was because the last thing India needs whenever the national team gets back together is to have a frustrated Sunil Chhetri in the camp. Who hasn't had a fun season, is not really enjoying the kind of football that his club is playing. Not necessarily. I mean, he's probably still enjoying putting in the effort and spending time on the pitch, but not playing the kind of football that he would want to be or Bangalore want to be playing. So from that perspective, I would much rather that Chhetri, since we are just like gossiping, I would much rather that Chhetri looks at like I was saying last time. Chhetri looks at options to move to another club rather than talk about sacking a coach or what happens with Bangalore FC, because they do need a change. The Indian core, Udanta came on today. I don't think he had much of an impact after coming on either.
Rahul Bheke is not working.
It's just nothing.
And by not working, by not working, we don't mean he's a bad player. I'm just saying.
No, it's just not happening. Even the goal that Sunil did manage to get off the penalty, it was a inch perfect tackle and like a really poor decision from the ref that gave them that penalty. I think Murtaza Fall had another solid game.
Yeah.
I mean,
मुझे लगता है कर्मा कभी कभी होता है. हमको भी मुंबई के साथ वैसा ही एक पेनल्टी मिला था where Sandeep got a clear tackle and now they can see it. भाई क्या होता है
सर, ये एक्सेप्ट कर लिया क्या आप लोगों ने कि एक सीजन में 2-3 तो ऐसा जाएगा अपने खिलाफ?
नहीं
यार for sure man, like नहीं तो मजा क्या है यार फुटबॉल, like वो VAR वाले चक्कर में, मतलब at least it's not a debate that I would like to get into, so if you're going to go down that road then please mute me.
नहीं VAR,
but I think this is one of the fun things यार, ये सब होता रहता है. It's part of the game and it's part of what we love about it.
But there has to be there has to be consistency, like for the decision making, like obvious when there is for example, I will give you the Sandeep's penalty. It is a common sense. If the defender is coming this side, then if he touches the ball will go that side. If striker will touch his ball will go this side. Like, and in front, like if you start giving those also penalties, like then defender will think, oh, do we have to do the tackle also in the box? I'm not blaming them, but whether they are under pressure on that. But this year the refereeing, everybody was even loud about it, has not been up to the mark.
Yeah,
they need to improve. And regarding performance of the BFC, I won't be able to say much. We are suffering a little bit in similar boat. So we are hoping, even though like
sir, kala dhaga, madaro saya nikalo.
I thought like last time when we played the match on, which is an honest, we also lost against Mumbai City. We lost only in 11, like in 11 minutes. The rest of the match was like absolutely fine. Even when we did the post-mortem thing also of the match, it was fabulous. I thought we deserved something later on. But giving credit to Amrinder had a fantastic day that match. So I being where I am right now, I can only have a sympathy with the Bangalore FC. Like I know how it feels. Like it's not easy to be in bubble, and then when your performance is not that great, it becomes even exactly. It becomes Mangi. You know how it is. Like I personally, I always used to like fight. But when things go, you can only go back to the training, work. That is the only thing you can do. But it's really like I personally thought this season would be a toughest season because I didn't see earlier much difference between teams. But we have to give credit to Mumbai City also. They are playing good football and they are winning matches, which is, me being as with the Kerala Blast, I won't say, they didn't deserve it. Somewhere they did deserve it. They played some good football, even if you see today's 2 goals, that was excellently creative, especially the second goal, and then the other teams, we still have the chance, as you rightly said, in ISL. It gives you second chance also. If you manage to qualify for last 4, the entire thing changes. Like the football changes. It is different mind game and football game than later on, because it's a knockout stage. It becomes entirely something different.
आज वैसे I have some deep-rooted analysis as to why Mandar was playing well, क्योंकि ऊपर से वो चिड़िया का घोंसला उसने हटा दिया है, तो आज वो थोड़ा फ्री लग रहा था जिस तरीके से खेल रहा था, क्लैरिटी लग रही थी उसकी थिंकिंग में, वो जो यहाँ से
But he had a fantastic game.
Very good game, very good game. Mangi, I'll ask you this. So Ishfaq brought up a good point. So you're not in a bubble, so you can't comment on how it impacts a team in a bubble, and because when lose चली जा रहा है, it takes a toll. At the end we're all human beings. हम यहाँ से सोचते हैं, तो वो है. But my point, if you were Murtada Fall, because you've been in that position, you've made tackles like that, and there was an inch perfect tackle, and he said the right thing, inch perfect tackle, and you've been given a penalty and they've scored off that, which means the last 10 minutes were really nervous, because 2-1 can go any which way then.
Yeah.
How would you feel? How would you react? Not just react, how would you get over something like that? Would you go mad over the referee?
I'm sorry for the fall. I mean, I think he had a brilliant game, and even it was an inch perfect tackle. But again, the referees again back to, there were a lot of questions raised when it comes to the standard of the referee. But I think just to think about the fix karna hi padega, because when it comes to the referee. But from the player's perspective, I think it shouldn't have a much effect on Fall's approach when it comes to next game, because I think he believed in himself. I think he had a brilliant game. I think it was an imperfect tackle. I'm sure he will go, if given an opportunity in the next game, he will still go with the same, probably with different officials, and he will not being punished for that so-called maybe a false penalty. But I don't think it will have a much effect on that, because someone like Falls,
and they won also, Mangi.
They won.
That may have the little bit effect, cooling down effect.
Yeah, but they won also. At the same time, I mean, I think he's been having a decent run. I've been watching most of the games for even Mumbai also, and I think he's been having a decent. He's been one of the mainstay for the defense, for the back four, and he played at a decent level, played number of games, and you could see that the intent was there. As a whole, the entire intent was there. Because how you manage to come with that intent is because the individual, like we say, in football also, again, as an individual, as a one of the members of the squad, what we want to do is, before we try to win the confidence or the trust from the coaches, you need to win the trust and the confidence from your teammates. That's when the all intent thing works in favor of everything. So that shows that I need the self confidence hota hai, then uske baad the team confidence up dig jata hai. So I think it shouldn't be really a problem. I don't think so. I mean, he must have got. We could see that in the game, that where he got a little frustrated. That is it because of me that the penalty? Well, so I think the reaction was there from Fall also soon after the the tackle. But I think he will say it's just part of the game that but he will again, as I said also, that he will still go for the similar tackle if again there was any similar opportunity.
In fact, that was actually the point I was trying to get to. Okay, if you've given a penalty and it's a perfect tackle and the penalty is given, does it affect your mindset as a player in the next game? Do you then sort of have a bit of a doubt saying कि मैं जाऊं कि नहीं जाऊं उसके लिए? ठीक है. So guys, I think we've started a lot and we've been speaking a lot about Bengaluru. My bad, because I thought maybe this is the chat to have. But let's talk about Mumbai. And for a team that really seems to be now getting into the groove, as we say, in the season, especially with the way, at least I saw this, Ishfaq, I don't know how you guys have seen it, कि कोई भी बंदा जैसे आप बेंगलुरु का फर्स्ट हाफ में देखो ना, दे सीम वेरी रिजिड कि जी मैं विंग पे खेल रहा हूँ तो मैं विंग पे ही हूँ, मैं यहाँ पे इनसाइड खेल रहा हूँ तो मैं इनसाइड ही खेल रहा हूँ. इनका आप अगर मुंबई का अगर आप देखो, कोई आगे जा रहा है, कोई पीछे जा रहा है, कभी बूमू जा रहा है, कभी जाहू आगे जा रहा है, कभी वो जो हरनान जो स्टॉपर एज अ मेकशिफ्ट खेल रहा है वो कभी मिडफील्ड में भाग जाता है आगे, तो पीछे राउलन आ जाता है, बिपिन अंदर आ जाता है, बिपिन बाहर जाता है, रेनियर. सो आई एम जस्ट सेइंग जो आपका ऑपोजिशन है वो भी कह रहा है हो क्या रहा है, और भागे तो किसके पीछे भागे. That's the quality of a well-gelled side, that their movement of the ball is so good. They look
Well,
so good.
when this coach clearly said he wants some players with him, you see 4 guys he already got with him, and most of the players come with his consent, to in team, and credit to them, like they are acting like a team and behaving like a team inside the field. They are doing pretty well. It's not like that. Uh, Honestly, they have been lucky also. I'm not saying they haven't, but given that they come up with the positive result is a fantastic thing. Like you have to give credit to them. It's when you take a lead, it's not easy to maintain the lead, because I still believe there is not much difference in teams. But maintaining that lead, with even with us, like even though I was telling like we had like a great second half, but they have a good goalkeeper also. Like he when you feel like we have beaten their defense, and then finally Amrinder comes up with a good save. And we have to give a little bit credit. See, we can criticize, like even if somebody is playing good, but staying at there on top level, maintaining that they have been now maintaining like from 7, 8, 9 matches now. So they deserve, that respect now. And as you rightly said, there is a good understanding between players. Um, Jahu gives them a lot of liberty of that, honestly
Yeah.
speaking.
Why I'm saying that
Because
because first season, sir. First
yeah,
season में आप ये सब कर रहे हो.
yeah. So Jahu, because they know the what coach wants from them. He has been them from years. Murtada Fall has been not in India but outside also. Boom. So they know what coach wants from them, and as I said, Jahu is a fantastic player. Like who allows and who can play such fantastic balls, and is effective also defensively. And it's gonna be very interesting when he's not playing the next match to see how they will perform.
Sorry, Annie, I'll just get you in, भाई. Mangi, if you were planning against Mumbai, and this is full flow Mumbai जो हमने आज देखी है, how would you plan against them? Because आज जो आपने जाहू को मैन मार्क करने का सोचा है, that's worked against you. वो भी तो समझदार है, वो चले गया बाहर, वो उस तरफ चले गया, इधर चले गया, उन्होंने पूरा खाली खोल दिया वहां पे, वो रेल पटरी लगा दी वहां पे.
Why? I don't know. It's by way. I don't know how you're gonna plan
No,
for that.
tactically, if you plan Mangi with him to go, like it's not a bad tactics, but then you have to press them entire team high. What
Yeah,
happens?
exactly.
What happens if you only press? There is Robin Borges. He's a good Indian player, very good Indian player. Mangi knows him very well. I think Mangi was playing when we both were playing. He was playing also that time also. So he has a lot of experience. I think over there, if you want to mark, don't make it man mark. Whoever is close to him has to go tight to him. Very simple. If they want to go high pressing, press high. But whoever is close to Jahu, go close to him. When you do the man marking, particularly one guy, as you rightly said, he is smart. वो पीछे पीछे से उधर से आ रहा था, फिर भी गेम में इन्वॉल्व होता, क्योंकि this striker, he used to move. In fact, striker also out of position. When Bengaluru used to snatch the ball, then the striker was not in position because उसने उसको side में लेके गया होता था. So it should be whoever is close to him. Okay, go tight to him, but we are pressing them high. Don't let them play. Simple.
I don't know. I mean, like, because I mean, it will be even not right for me to comment on this because I mean, like we are all upcoming coaches, like understanding the game better. But I'm purely talking from a player's perspective. Again, number of coaches I've worked under, like during whatever my playing days, like we train like through the weeks after weeks, like planning a certain thing as a team, and you try to figure out as a team what your strength and weaknesses. then suddenly you have a player like someone like Yao or any other, you can name any place. And are you going to change your strategy or are you going to change your plan
Absolutely.
because of one
Very
player?
well said, Mangi.
So the thing is, like, are you gonna just throw away that your, whatever preparation, build up, like through the weeks after weeks, just because of one play? So I mean, that means today, let's put it this way. I think, if I'm not wrong, like Mumbai just work, everything worked for Mumbai. What they planned today, the approach, but so it's all about. अगर मैं किसी के साथ थोड़ा झगड़ा करना या फाइट करना होगा तो लाइन I have to find my way out, right? And I have to know my strength and bring the other person to my court and try to beat him. So today probably everything was working for Mumbai. Then what? So चलो BFC का थोड़ा off चल रहा है तो BFC का everything दिन कुछ भी नहीं चल रहा तो everything worked for Mumbai today. So I mean whether it's Yahoo whatever, so we can tweak little bit. I think the foundation cannot. I don't think so. कि घर बन रहा है तो बाद में थोड़ा color change कर सकते हैं मगर foundation तो we can't just throw away for
Fair enough.
just one match. So suddenly you ask the players कि यार ऐसे करना है मतलब just forget whatever you have been doing for the last 1 month or 2-3 weeks. अभी यही करना है. So I don't know. That is, if I given an opportunity future में आगे जाके, I don't think so. I will do that. I will definitely tweak a little bit here there, but the foundation will remain the same. That I want still, even as a BFC, I will still want to play the way the way football, the way like how we train for the last many weeks. है ना भाई? I mean that is what I will go for. So, but again, see. But just to finish it off with this, guys, just a lot of things are working for Mumbai. Let's put it this way, bhai. Today, Mandar came in. Before last few matches, Vignesh was doing pretty fine.
And scored a fantastic goal also.
Yeah. Then also you have this Rakib ka. Then today,
Rakib.
Yeah, Rakib Ranaware rotating shuffling, alternate games and. Just imagine that means rotation में a lot of players in a good form coaches का plan में सब कुछ fit in हो रहा है वही वाला एक तरह का fit in है so काफी players लोग हैं जो coaches का whatever the approach में काफी fit in हो रहा है so I think Lovera has like let's say about 15 17 18 players who are very eager to perform or do good for him and good for the team so those little
in short, at the moment, it's working for them. Honestly, which Mangi is absolutely right. Which I said, you can have a special attention to a special player. Like every team does that. Every team has their strengths and all that. But what I saw today, I felt maybe Bengaluru wanted to hit them on the counterattacks. I felt like that. In fact, couple of times they got good. Sunil missed that header also when it seems that he should have chased it ball down and then score, which he was trying to show by his action later. But unfortunately right time पे अगर उनको भी गोल मिलता बेंगलुरु को तो शायद वो भी different team लगती. As I said, when teams lose, it's very easy to find faults but one thing is there are the teams where players are not in form, as Mangi rightly said. Even right now Mumbai City, they are bringing some other players also in the change. They are also performing well, and why not? Because the team has the fantastic confidence also, they are doing pretty well. And I feel when team is winning, confidence is it's communicable. It transforms from one player to another and entire team. And even the guy who is playing the first match, you see today that what is the guy's name? He came in Arrow's player as a winger. Couple of touches, he did it. He looked brilliant. With his speed and everything. Vikram, yeah, he came.
Yeah, he looked good.
He looked good. I think it's all about confidence. It's very, once you start winning, even your bench starts performing. So and one thing, it's not only that their bench strength is also good. You see, Bath Ogbeche is coming from the bench, and then a player like Vikram is coming from the bench. Then that Japanese player is coming from the bench, who has the experience of Italian league, and still so young. So they have the good depth in squad also. They don't like we should never underestimate the depth of the squad, which is very, very important in this league.
Yeah, and Annie bhai, you know what? I think I'd be right in saying that we've barely even seen a glimmer of the oil money that these guys possess. City Football Group. अभी तो पैसा
One of the
फेंका ही नहीं
highest
है इन्होंने.
paid is on the bench. One of the highest paid, Baad Ogbeche, he comes from the bench.
But my point sir कि Ogbeche, all these boys have played in the ISL. अभी तो हम वो oil money में घुसे ही नहीं है कि वो current type players ला रहे हैं. वो ला सकते हैं. इनके पास है वो वाली क्षमता.
इनके पास बहुत ज्यादा प्लेयर है. इनके पास कितने 5-6 टीम है ना शायद.
हाँ 5-6.
तो इनका एक अलग सा scouting network है. Let me tell you. And they have a proper scouting list there.
I think so, something like that.
And
proper scouting list there.
Yes, like the players who want and which players can fit. If they want to buy that, they can. If they are buying a good player from anywhere, अगर लगता है city में fit नहीं होगा, then they send it to other city group, and they have a city group of coaches also in that. जो एक city group से दूसरी group, मुझे लगता है यहाँ पे नहीं है. They have some core group of coaches also.
Not bad. But out of the context today, the best players for me was Rolwin.
Rolwin was too good.
He's doing good, but he's having good season.
Yeah.
अरे मजा आ गया.
Like, I was very usko bola tha bhai, you're on fire, not just on the pitch, but if you see, uska body shape dekho yaar, uska Instagram.
Oh, fit लग रहा है sir.
Bhai, it's like
Can I be honest? Can I be honest, Mangi? जब मैं उसको देख रहा था, मैं सपने में खो रहा था कि मैं Rolwin वाली फिटनेस आएगी, ऐसा मुंह बनेगा, और फिर I'll walk into a pub in Delhi and all the girls be like, wow, who's this?
हाइट का क्या करेगा? उसके हाइट का?
हाइट का वो सलमान खान वाले हील्स पहन लेंगे जूते में सर. और
अगर सलमान खान figured it out, तो अर्जुन पंडित का कम चीज है क्या?
नहीं, but Rolwin playing really well. And he even so मैं आपको off topic क्यों जा रहा हूँ, क्योंकि आपने इंडिया टीम की बात करी. So after I think 15 mails that we've sent to the All India Football Federation's media team requesting, and हमारे दाढ़ी वाले भाई साहब ने भेजे हैं requesting an interview with Igor's team match. So the process goes mail, we will get back to you, but no one ever gets back. हार के आज मैंने स्टी मैच साहब को Instagram पे मैंने मैसेज कर दिया कि जनाब हमने ये बड़ा ट्राई किया आपके साथ बात करने का, पर हमारी गाड़ी आप तक पहुंच नहीं है, so please give us an interview whenever possible, because Annie, if he is watching this through whatever special line in Croatia, right, he must be saying यार मेरे पास विंग पे तो बड़े तेज लड़के दिख रहे हैं इस साल यार, बहुत लड़के मिल रहे हैं मुझे चूज करने के लिए, जो तेज स्फुर्तीले निकलने वाले बंदे, और अब तो क्रॉसिंग भी आ रही है, जबरदस्त क्रॉसिंग पिन पॉइंट.
और अब तो जिक्सन भी रेडी हो रहा है.
जिक्सन, या सब मैं आप so okay, I'll take it a little forward. So we have, say, your 14 players in the national team right now, right, prior to the pandemic and prior to the ISL. Post this ISL, would I say only 3 or 4 are safe as saying these are your short guys? The rest, सबके ऊपर मैं I'm just saying कि there is an option. There are many options now to choose from.
स्ट्राइकर किधर है भैया?
भाई स्टीमा को काम करने दे यार, फिर हम लोग यहाँ से स्टीमा का काम हम लोग
सर स्ट्राइकर एनी के पास है, वो छुपा के रखा है उसने बिस्तरे के नीचे. स्ट्राइकर किसी को नहीं मिलना. मैं तो विंग की बात कर रहा हूँ, हम तो बीच की तो बात नहीं कर रहा. सर Rolwin है वहाँ पे, तो ये विंग एनी भाई बड़े रनावड़े, all these young boys who are coming from the system.
So where are the center backs then? Other than Sundays?
हाँ वो so again you've come down to spine ना Mangi. I'm talking about outside.
अरे
We are specializing in outside.
सेंटर बैक और स्ट्राइकर के बगैर ही खेलेंगे, लेकिन चलो अभी फिलहाल सुनील है तो फिर बाद में देखते हैं. सेंटर बैक के बगैर
मैं एटलीस्ट ये स्टीमैच साहब को ये कह रहा हूँ कि आपने, क्योंकि जब when Sunil had joined us on 420,
Manveer also gives you an option in front at least.
Fair enough. So he's doing good. He's doing good.
ऐसा करना भाई आप लोग.
But yeah,
आप लोग इतना मेल लिख रहे हो तो अपना इशफाक भाई दोनों का भी नाम डाल दो उसमें, हम लोग भी बोले 2 more available
नहीं
in the late 30s.
नहीं इतना तो ऑफिशियल मेल भी नहीं.
ये मंगी ये मतलब ऐसा नहीं है तो एक मतलब जो रिटायर्ड प्लेयर का टूर्नामेंट नहीं होता नेशनल टीम का कोई.
हाँ यार. I think we should have a like not like say like fully retired, like हम लोग भी खेल तो रहे हैं, हम लोग 5-a-side 7-a-side हम लोग काफी एक्टिव है यार.
ये 5 साइड में अभी भी हम लोग तोड़ रहे हैं भाई.
भाई वही
खेल तो मैं भी रहा हूँ, अभी बिस्तर में खेलूंगा अभी थोड़ी देर में. नहीं, but Ali bhai, I'll get back to that point. There's some we can have some decent additions going forward into the national camp. I'm not saying team camp. Camp is where you put the other person under pressure, na कि मैं हूँ.
For sure. I don't know what you guys made of, since Mangi was talking about centre backs. What do you make of Vignesh?
Vignesh is full back.
फुल बैक है वो भैया.
दूसरा टर्न वाले से बोलते हैं फुल हाफ.
अच्छा, full half.
ये फुल हाफ, फुल बैक, लेफ्ट बैक.
Yeah, right now we're not even seeing Salam Ranjan. मतलब सलाम रंजन के ऐप मैं थक गया हूँ by counting the number of abs he has on Instagram. But हम उसे खेलते हुए देख ही नहीं पा रहे बेचारे को. मैंने कहा सर यहाँ पे ये तो 8 पैक नहीं है, ये 80 पैक है ये. पर उसका करोगे क्या अगर आप फील्ड पे नहीं आ रहे? You know, and when you look at characteristics of a centre back, right? He has it all. लंबा है, चौड़ा है. He's been playing for a while.
बेचारे को वो अब तब से कभी 2 साल से खेला ही नहीं बेचारा.
He's not been playing. Yeah.
Yeah, so but how many left wingers can you have in your squad, man? You have Sunil, who is now playing on the left. You have unfortunately Ashik is injured.
लेकिन इस मैच में
विकेट पड़ा है यार. सुनील कुछ लग रहा है आपका मैसेज मुझे रिप्लाई नहीं कर.
ये साजिश है, ये साजिश. भाई अपना लाया है ये आज.
इस्फाक भाई
क्या
एने का मैसेज रिप्लाई नहीं कर रहे सुनील लग रहा है.
No, मैंने मैसेज नहीं किया भाई सुनील को. क्यों, मैसेज तो हमेशा रिप्लाई करता है.
अच्छा तो ना आप मतलब पूरा सुनील को लेके
मैं वो
I'll tell you why.
सुनील
No,
मैसेज का हमेशा
no, I'm saying he's there ना, वो खेल रहा है लेफ्ट पे. मतलब I think
अरे यार
that's the
नेशनल टीम में
position that
थोड़ी
he
लेफ्ट पे
prefers
खेलेगा
to
वो.
be in.
बिकॉज नेशनल टीम की फॉर्मेशन डिफरेंट है, वो लोग डिफरेंट स्टाइल खेलते हैं, तो वो
Fair enough. I guess it would depend on yeah.
तो यहाँ पे क्लब में डिफरेंट स्टाइल.
आपके पास 2-3 तो पक्का है. I don't think that he'll make wholesale changes because the core of this squad is also playing for ATK Mohun Bagan. I think the national team, a bunch of guys are there, and I think a bunch of them will retain their places in the squad because they're also having a good season. They're playing, but they might not be
bench में भी तो लड़के बैठते हैं नेशनल टीम के जर्सी पहन के. बेंच पे भी लड़के बैठते हैं.
All these new boys who haven't, who are all doing well so far.
Yeah.
And say anyone, let's put it this way, the top 4 or the semi-final Joby, and some of them do well. Then if they did well at the end of the season, they should give an opportunity. I mean, definitely to either. I mean, wait, मैं इस्तेमाल का काम नहीं कर रहा हूँ अभी. Sorry, like it is, but if you do
करेगा आगे जाके भी करेगा.
So I'm just saying that if you do well, definitely I think you should get call up. That today, I mean, not Bipin.
In the last camp there were 45 players, so definitely call ups. So I think. बनता है, and I am sure that whenever some kind of camp happens, unfortunately we don't know much about what the scene is with the national team.
If someone like
I suppose nothing will happen till
someone like Bipin, if someone like Bipil who's been consistent for the last few games, and if we end up with this performance and with the same consistent performance, then definitely I think they should get a chance, right? It's all
भाई एक चीज होना चाहिए मंगी, जो अच्छा खेलता है कंसिस्टेंटली उसको कम से कम कैंप तो मिलना चाहिए.
Totally sir, totally. Consistent is the key.
Yes, consistent is the key.
मतलब गेम टाइम मिल रहा है, खेल रहा है, थोड़ा असिस्ट कर रहा है, गोल मार रहा है, and even say overall their team is doing well and the team is on the top 4 or final में खेल रहा है. I mean वो नहीं उसको नहीं बुलाएगा तो क्या किसको बुलाएंगे? With someone who is struggling, like as individual, who is in a good form and also doing well. I mean, they've been around for some time, not just about कौन है, काफी नाम.
And it is Mangi, you are very right, and it's not easy to get first 11 place in a good team.
Yeah. Yeah.
like you may perform in a weaker team, which I don't think there are many, but you may perform in where there is place, but in this team there are other players. There is player like Farooq who is not getting chance right now.
Yeah.
Not getting a
I
chance.
agree.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. And if nothing else, I think these guys will put so those guys who have established their place in the national team, there will be pressure on them. I think
That's all I'm
Udanta,
trying
for
to say.
example,
Yeah.
for sure will be feeling the pressure of every time he goes onto the pitch, because uh, in his kind of position there are several options now to at least look at. Maybe they don't have the same kind of pace, maybe they don't have the same quality. I don't know. The coaches will know better, but uh, the fact is that options हैं काफी सारे.
Yeah,
अब
there
वो
are.
कैसे वही है अभी. I think what we are halfway through, I guess, this season
भाई वो
of
तो
the
पता नहीं
ISL.
कैंप पे नाम आने के लिए क्या क्राइटेरिया फुलफिल करना पड़ेगा. क्या क्राइटेरिया लेआउट किया हुआ है वो पता नहीं है. But if someone is performing well consistently, again back to the word consistent, and then I think I think they should get a
Yeah.
chance. And also someone like, for example, like Etikekele, Arindam, come on, I mean, I think he's been
He's been around for so long.
Yeah, he's been around for so long, and he's but again, question back to that adaptability का बात करता है. So I think for Havas, I think he's been good for him, right? For the
Very good, in fact.
He's been very good.
He has been man
Super.
of the match and everything many times.
Yeah,
And
so he's been,
from 2 seasons, he's consistently playing in first 11.
yeah, so Steve might say that maybe he's not fit for my style of play or whatever. But I think, again, I think अगर फिर दोबारा अगर top whatever form में आके final खेल रहा है and Arindam is doing well, I think someone like him also should
And we are getting ready Albino also.
Oh, yeah. Albino's had a good season. Albino's, I've always considered Albino to be a good goalkeeper. Even when he was, जब वो आइजवाल में जाके उसने वो सीजन जीता आई लीग का अंडर खालिद जमील, फिर वो आप लोग अल्बिनो या गोलकीपर के आप जब बात करो तो हमारे किट बैग में बड़े गोलकीपर हैं और उनके आगे आप जब आगे बढ़ो गाड़ी.
हाँ, इस पे मेरा थोड़ा डिसएग्रीमेंट है, तो वी शुड डू वन शो ऑन गोलकीपर्स गाइस फॉर श्योर.
क्यों भाई, आप क्या कह रहे हो? आप कह रहे हो गुरप्रीत हो गया, अमरिंदन हो गया, दिस अल्बिनो का नाम अभी पे ले लिया, विशाल कैथ थे.
आई डोंट वांट टू लाइक. हाँ भाई, बट लाइक यू लुक एट विशाल कैथ's performance yesterday, you look at Gurpreet today, it's not I agree with Mangi. Arindam for me is this season has been the most solid looking.
Even Amrinder.
Gurpreet had a ton of bad luck today. Like the last goal.
Yeah.
भाई एक दो मैच किसी को खराब खेलने से प्लेयर खराब नहीं होता है.
नहीं, बिल्कुल
तो
खराब प्लेयर नहीं कह रहे हैं सर, बिल्कुल.
तो हम लोग बोलते हैं कि ऑप्शंस अच्छे हैं. Take these guys. What Arjun is saying is everybody will be on their toes क्योंकि भाई कंपटीशन है. And that is what किसी का ऐसा नहीं ना किसी ने लिख के दी ये जगह किसी को, whether it's senior or junior. हाँ, तो अच्छी बात है टीम के लिए और उनके लिए भी अच्छा है कि they won't take things for granted. So what happens, like everybody will work hard and good for coach also. And the most important thing is that we have to see पहले coach को क्या style है, as Mangi rightly said. हम लोग यहाँ पे बोलेंगे वो लड़का अच्छा है ये लड़का है, but at the end he should call them to camp, which I agree with Mangi. There, everybody should, if whoever is performing, not everyone, whoever is really good, performing good, they should go to the camp. बाद में कोच के ऊपर छोड़ो भाई, उसके जो स्ट्रेटेजी है, उसकी जो गेम प्लानिंग है, उसमें कौन फिट बैठता है.
Back to where fit in, नहीं तो घर.
Yeah, simple.
That's an iconic line. If there's a line of every episode, then you said it right in the beginning: fit in or fuck off. But the point is, see, I'll tell you why. So when we had Sunil on 420, when he joined us, right? So Sunil gave us an insight into how the national team wants to play under Steam match when they play, in Asia and when they compete in Asia. So he said, our thing is, since we have guys like Udanta and Ashik, we want to make 1 or 2 touches in our half and boom, we want to run forward with 3-4 guys, catch them on the counter, and to play, and because we have that kind of हमारे अंदर क्षमता है वो fast football से निकलने की. So I'm saying to complement that, now you have so many players in this season who can complement that. So if an Ashik is out injured, if an Udanta is having a bad season, it's not like हाय मैं अब क्या करूँगा. It's ये है कि भाई ये कौन है ये यंग लड़के, इनको लाओ कैंप में. अब अपने पास ऑप्शन है जो तेज फुटबॉल खेलते हैं, जो जल्दी रिलीज करना जानते हैं, जो अपनी पोजीशनिंग जानते हैं. तो वो इस सीजन से मेरे हिसाब से दैट इज द बिगेस्ट थिंग दैट्स कमिंग आउट फ्रॉम दिस सीजन is the emergence of these young Indian players who were first part of your age group setups and now are playing a lot of senior level football and they're really coming out and making their name यार. बिपिन सिंह का आपने नाम लिया सर, बिपिन सिंह क्या खेल रहा है, and आपने बिपिन सिंह का नाम लिया है on this thing because of his colored hair. I remember Mangi saying there was once a time when you had also gone down the colored hair route. सर आपके वो पीछे से मलेट वाले बाल और ये एक वो स्टाइल था,
लाल कलर, मेरे को याद आया अभी,
लाल कलर है.
लाल कलर
है भाई.
अरे मेरे को मंगी याद आ गया है, मेरे को याद है, इसने दिलाया, कमीने ने याद, मेरे को याद, लाल कलर था वो भाई.
I mean this is completely again off the thing. मेरा वाइफ ने कहा से कैसे एक फोटो निकाला मेरा पुराना, बोला अगर ये मतलब if I met you this, you know, ये तुम्हारे ये जो सीन चल रहा है ना, ये बोला तेरा शादी नहीं करता.
सर ये ना ये बीवियों का ये खेल है, ये हर वक्त यही करते रहती हैं कि ओ उस टाइम पे अगर मैं होती ना मैं कभी नहीं आती पास में, you know. ये तो है. Any bhai, anything else on Mumbai City? Anything else you want to bring out? Because everyone's loving the show, by the way. We got a lot of people joining us today, and after a long time, thank you so much for that. We'll try coming out more regularly. We're also going to be doing a preview to the I-League season, which is starting on the 9th.
मजा आएगा.
On the 9th of this month, which is taking place in another bubble in Kolkata, where Siddhant is coming from. So उसके बारे में बाद में बात करेंगे. हाँ जी भाई.
And I think this is a great time to extend an invitation to both these fine young gentlemen who are with us today to join us for that I-League review.
अरे पंडित, इनको मतलब अपने व्यूअर्स को बताओ यार कितना एफर्ट्स कर रहे हैं हम लोग, एक बंदे एक बबल में भेज रहे हैं हम लोग.
अगर किसी को रोहित शर्मा पे खबर चाहिए तो बताओ, हम भी बताएंगे यहाँ से. सब बबल के यहाँ सब तो याद लेके आए.
अलग अलग बबल. कभी कोई क्रिकेट मतलब फैन होता है ना, फुटबॉल फैन, जो क्रिकेट भी मेरे जैसा मतलब जिसने क्रिकेट भी खेला है, तो कभी कुछ अभी इनसाइट चाहिए क्रिकेट का, हम लोग पंडित को फोन कर लेते हैं क्योंकि बबल में है भैया. बस
खत्म कहानी सर. बात तो ये सही है आपकी.
एक sorry, just small incident I just shared like before we just wrap up. क्या बोलते हैं Suresh, you know, I mean just remembering today like Suresh, maybe the whole team is not working, functioning, click नहीं हो रहा है, whatever.
वो करता है अपना काम.
So I remember this is again like, you know, what a year and a half, एक साल तो हो गया यहाँ पे ना. So we were like हम लोग, you know, we were playing whatever friendly match with BFC के साथ बात. So I think he was like struggling a bit, like, you know, just कि यार खेलने को एक टाइम नहीं मिल रहा है यार, भाई क्या करूँ ये करूँ.
सुरेश वांगजाम.
हाँ अपना सुरेश वांगजाम अपने कोई फ्री वाला कुछ बोल दिया, मे बी जो भी है, like, you know. Then I remember this ये अपना quarantine whatever जो lockdown के बीच में. So it's like I think you got few games last few minutes last season and I was expecting him to, you know, do well also this season. तो आके मेरे को बताया भाई, you know, सच फनी तो है थोड़ा. मेरे को बोलता है भाई मेरा क्या हुआ, आप जब सिर्फ आपके साथ बात हो रहा था, I was really like, you know, going through a very difficult time, दिमाग खराब हो रहा, कुछ नहीं चल रहा था. मैंने क्या किया भाई, एक दिन मैंने क्या किया, बकेट में पूरा आइस क्यूब ना पूरा आधा भरा पानी डाला, मुंह घुसाया पानी में. उसके बाद बोला मेरे को थोड़ा समझ कुछ नहीं चल रहा था, पूरा वैसे लाइक फॉर अबाउट पता नहीं कितना बोला, आई डोंट नो, ही सेड सम काफी सेकंड्स होगा, उसने पूरा मुंह है ना पूरा पानी में घुसाया क्योंकि कुछ नहीं चल रहा, कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा बोला. So I was just like, then you know, when I see him playing that with lot of, you know, with more intent, confidence,
yeah.
So I say like, then I feel like he's arrived now. I mean, I'm not talking about whether he's ready.
You think he's arrived? You think he's arrived? Like,
no, he's arrived in a sense. He's going to be around. That's what I feel. I mean,
yeah,
not talking about whether he's a national team. Like, you know, अपना उसका player है कि नहीं वो सब नहीं बोल रहा. I mean, I think he's going to be around.
But I think he's so similar to. He reminds me of Mehtab.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. जैसे घुसता है, cover करता है.
Work rate है, like, you know, and just purely he's arrived for this level. That's what I
Can
feel.
I take it forward, Mangi? I'll say so. So we've said that their Indian core is not working. I'm sorry, I'm going back onto Bengaluru bashing.
Yeah.
Their Indian core is not working. Now the next Indian core that you will build for, it would be centered around someone like a Suresh Vangjam.
Mhm.
Yeah, he is one of the main Indian cores of that going forward. And now you bring in some more new Indian players to take your team forward, because clearly I think you've realized in this league, and however we may harp on about the fact that foreigners चाहिए इस league में, 5 foreigner playing 11 में खेल रहे हैं, but your Indian core now we realize has to be of some value for you to progress in this league, for you to consistently perform in this league.
Of course, eventually Indian team तो Indian से ही बनेगा ना फिर लास्ट में हम कोई और किसी को बाहर से तो लेके नहीं आ सकते इंडियन ही खेलेंगे फिर अपना मतलब so yeah, a lot of name I think. I mean more than in the last if I don't know by Swava you will agree with me also with this. काफी नाम तो निकला. I mean you know quite young. I mean we talk about Ranaware Kavi. He was here with us for.
Ronaldo, yeah.
He was here for.
He was with you guys.
Yeah, he was here for like he played 4 games for us. Like you know 4 games खेल के गया था यहाँ से ना अभी कोलकाता में. And I know him since DSK time से. So like you know we are like we have a good rapport for you know for that matter. So I was happy and more than anything off the field. Forget about football में ground में क्या करे वो नहीं बोल रहा हूँ. But वो आया Bubbles ने जो भी हम लोग this was again a few months back qualified to play अपना. He came and he's in business. You know so like again वही अपना I was like so when did you start it again? This vegan का वही चल रहा था वो भी ना. So अपना खाना ये लेके वो लेके then you know so he already realized the importance of investing on himself when it comes to the diet and recovery. So I mean that's when I said like these boys, I mean they are young and I think they are arrived for this level. So I mean they know that they want, so under like any circumstances they will be around and they will like they I mean they have realized that the importance of a lot of things like for them to be like competitive, for them to be like you know always being available for the selection. And probably that is why you know abhi hair all nikal raha hai na. So these boys, a couple of names when I you know there are many names but like Rana Wade ka bhi baat karta hai to like invest like ready to invest
yeah
on himself, you know.
भाई ने डाइट का बात किया, मैंने डाइट स्टार्ट किया.
So not just a diet, the recovery, the whatever आप बोलते हैं ना supplements like कब क्या करना नहीं करना. So that's so important also, right? Eventually,
True.
you need to be fresh. You need to know what you're doing. You need to be आप कितना time कितना सो रहा है, कितना hours, like you know at times when you have a very like lively, intense, like you know strong session, then ज़्यादा थकने से भी नींद नहीं आता है. But you know, a lot of calculation as a professional. So these boys young at this age, they are all realizing that. वही बोला ना सुरेश का, अभी वो पानी घुसाने के like you know whatever. Then I think they feel that now he value that every little thing that he does to make himself fit, stay lively, whatever, available for the selection. He will go to the extent to do anything like you know to the right things also. So these boys, I feel that whether they play for the national team in the future, I don't know. But I'm just saying that at least I feel that they arrive for this level of ISL, man. I think they're going to make a good impact in the coming years because they have the years on their side. I think they're all upcoming good professionals. They might not be the best talent, they might not be the best players, but they are going to be around. That's what I think.
बस स्ट्राइकर के लिए आप मीकू को इंडियन सिटीजनशिप दे दो, क्योंकि अभी स्ट्राइकर हमारे पास हमें दिख नहीं रहा काफी टाइम से. बट एनी भाई आई एम सेइंग
अरे इसको मिल सकती है भाई, रॉय कृष्णा को इंडियन पासपोर्ट उसको मिल सकता है.
कैसे मिलेगा सर उसको? what the rule
but
government
passport मिले ना मिले, he's already played I think 40 odd games for Fiji.
उसका तो रूट्स निकाल सकते हैं ना, इंडियन रूट्स तो निकाल सकते हैं उसको.
Ideology निकाला, the roots निकाल.
Fiji they mostly have the Indian roots.
तो एनी भाई को बोलना ईमेल लिख दो फिर.
Any bhai, see, I'm saying कि ये आपका ISL में हो रहा है. Mangi said a very nice thing that they are investing in themselves. These youngsters, they are understanding the value of investing in themselves. In a few days' time, the I League also starts. So, which, if I would be right in saying, the next bunch or the lower rung of Indian players and more of them, because उसमें तो आपका 3+1 वाला rule है, right? तो आपको ज़्यादा Indian players उसमें देखने को मिलेंगे. It'll be interesting to see what kind of players are coming there. And then when you see that gap between ISL and I League is not that wide, then to it's moja na for someone like a Mr. Steve Match or someone like a Isaac Doru ये हो रही होगी development of the system, of the players, everything.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's a bit unfortunate this season that that very few people will be able to see the games live at the stadium, and that this by this I mean the sort of scouting staff for the various national teams across age
बट
groups.
भैया टीवी में नहीं देखेंगे हम लोग क्या?
टीवी दिखेगा
टीवी
आपको,
पे
I think.
देखेंगे भाई, लेकिन वो उस क्वालिटी का आपको कवरेज नहीं दिखेगा जो ISL में मिल रहा है. तो फॉर I don't know how effective that is as a tool to kind of figure out how good players are. And because of the quality in terms of broadcast quality, production quality differences, I think we'll find that the gap in actual fact between ISL and I-League और जो हमें दिखाई देगा, there'll be two different things. But yeah, I mean, you were talking about Suresh as one of the solid, young players who are putting in that investment and are going to be around for a while. I think in the coming weeks we'll have a lot more names, and I think there's definitely one very very young player whose name I might be able to share with you guys the next time we have a chat, who is very much in the Suresh mold and is I think 4 or 5 years younger than Suresh. So I'm very excited about Sudeva Delhi FC.
ये बस सर, आपने फ्लैग नहीं लगाया पीछे, आपने फ्लैग नहीं लगाया, मतलब रूम आप शेयर क्या कर रहे हो?
अरे फ्लैग मतलब भाई मैं टीम के साथ आया हूँ यार, उससे ज्यादा क्या झंडा गाड़ना है?
तो आप टीम के
और कोई हाँ
तो आप टीम के साथ
और क्या कर सकते हैं?
मतलब अभी अपना रोल समझाओ, क्या कर रहे हो उधर?
मैं तो बस मैं तो
other than oiling the owner, other than oiling the owner of Sudeva.
आप कोई नहीं, आप फेंको, हम लोग 2 नाम फेंकते हैं.
2 नाम
बढ़िया है. नहीं तो बहुत एक्साइटिंग होगा इन यंग प्लेयर्स को, if especially those that get a chance to play on a regular basis, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then even being a part of the squad, even if you don't get regular opportunities to play at that level, I think the youngsters will learn a lot more.
Yeah, that's true.
The bubble situation will, like Mangi is saying, they're mentally getting much more aware, much more strong, happy to like talk to senior players, coaches, however you want to say it, to get through these kind of mental blocks that they might face from time to time. All of this is happening at every level. Now, I think in Indian football, you look at the kind of, we've talked often about Bangalore United and the kind of effort and the technology and the science and all of that they put into their player development, even though they're at the I-League now, second division level. So, you'll find very young squads, I think, except maybe Punjab, who have 27, 28 as an average age. But even that's fairly young. I mean, that's a team that should be playing at its prime. Some teams, Indian Arrows and Sudeva, both will have only Indian players in their squad. So that's a huge plus. I mean, that's I think 36 or so Indian players who will get 15 competitive games. Massive, I think, to watch from any perspective, whether you have an interest in the national team or not. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to how things will go.
Mangi, Ishfaq, how are you this I-League season? आप दोनों, since both of you are associated with teams, how are you guys going to keep a lookout on what's happening in the I-League?
ये मेरे भैया बैठे हैं यहाँ पे, मेरे भैया है ना, वो मुझे बीच-बीच में बताएंगे.
मतलब it's basically through your network system that you will try tapping up people, कौन खेल रहा है, कौन क्या खेल रहा है.
No, but I will try to watch matches also, most probably, almost. जो भी मैच मुझे मिलेगा मैं देखूंगा.
Mangi, same.
Unlike the ISL, I think matches are spread out, so there's a gap between games.
I think
the flip side is, of course,
you have some live streaming options also, no?
Facebook पे.
Facebook पे ना, and other thing is
Facebook.
I think it's same Kolkata TV
One Sport.
feed किधर जा रहा है
One
नहीं
Sport.
फिर तो One Sport जा रहा है but I think जो ये था क्या IPL it was okay. It was not that bad. I'm
Yeah,
not
this
comparing to
time was
ISL
good.
obviously,
Yeah, can't
but
compare
it
with
was okay.
ISL. But I think we'll be fine.
How will Mangi, are you like extensively going to be watching like games? I'm not saying you individually, I'm saying Bangalore United.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to be keeping a lookout for players and prospects and so on.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna. I mean, like whenever I have time, also I love watching whatever the ISL, Polo, Premier League. So I'm sure, like,
मैं तो भाई गांव वाला टूर्नामेंट भी देखता हूँ.
अरे सर ये खासियत होती है अच्छे स्काउट की.
Seriously,
सब चीज
मैं गांव
पकड़ते
वाला
हैं.
टूर्नामेंट भी देखता हूँ.
So I'll be watching whenever I can. I mean, I think the good thing is nowadays, I don't know, One Sports Cup I haven't tried on the phone. I mean, phone में तो आता है यार. वो Facebook Live I have seen that.
वो है fan code is the app. I
Yeah.
think so. उस पे एक बारी मैंने देखा है.
Yeah, so I mean, जब भी टाइम मिलता है तो anyway we're going to be watching. I mean, और क्या करना है? काम तो है ही नहीं अभी तुम लोग. देखो.
हमने अपना फुटबॉल खत्म किया, अब काम नहीं है, हम लोग अब यही करते हैं.
काम मतलब हाँ काम ऐसा नहीं कि we are not just sitting home doing nothing, but other than football, I mean, so I mean
यही तो काम है.
ये काम है. I mean, my this is again when I was the big सब खेलते, when I was playing, my sister used to always say, why in a way you're so lucky. मतलब क्या हुआ? यहाँ पे हमको जिम जाने के लिए बहुत मेहनत करना पड़ता है. आपको फिट रखने की भी सैलरी मिलता है. मतलब आपका काम सही है. तो हमको यहाँ I have to go to the gym, I have to pay this monthly whatever fees. उसके बाद मैं जिम जाने के लिए I have to take time manage करना इतना tough है. And आपको फालतू में खरी वो कैसे क्या करता है पता नहीं, ग्राउंड में भागता रहता है, उसके बाद थोड़ा फिट रखता है, उसके बाद आपको सैलरी मिलता है. क्या करेगा, ये भी चलता है लाइफ.
ठीक है सर. बिफोर आई लेट एवरीवन लीव, हो गया अपना 1 घंटे से ज्यादा हो गया है. तो once again I will try ending this with the conversation I started the show, so I'll go by one after one over the other. I'll start with you, Ishfaq. Ishfaq, is Carlos Cuadrat getting the sack sometime this season if it continues like this, sir?
I don't think he should. There are ups and downs. I think he had previously good seasons, and I think in ideal situation there is still 12 or 13 matches to go. So I think it's too early.
Mangi?
I think Bengaluru are not known as a club, like just
stacking the coaches.
Stacking, like कि हर साल club up.
But जैसे खेल रहे हैं ऐसा भी तो they're not known for that. मंगी ये पहली बार हुआ है कि ऐसा दिख रहा है. सर ये भी तो है.
As his Fox said, I just you never know. Let's not just put them off. I mean, another 10-12 कितना matches बाकी है? 9 match हो गए ना अभी, और
12 matches.
12 matches बाकी है. A lot of things can happen in these 12 matches, and so I mean it's too early, I guess. Maybe we can do another whatever इसके बारे में ना, after maybe 5-6-7 match जाने दें, then we can have another on this, I guess. But for now, a lot of things can change. अभी कोई भी आ सकता है ऊपर यार. I mean, just imagine Mumbai इतना अच्छा हो रहा है, but another 3-4 matches लगातार कुछ गड़बड़ हुआ, then you have to be out of the scene again. So,
yeah, that's true.
A lot of things can happen. Yeah. Liverpool हार गया, कभी सोचा नहीं था.
दिल से वो आई है बात बाहर फैन की.
आर्सेनल भी जीत गया, 4-4 गोल मार रहे हैं अभी.
सर हम तो देखते भी नहीं, हम नहीं देखते सर. हमने कब से नाता तोड़ दिया, ब्रेकअप हो गया बहुत पहले हमारा.
मैं जस्ट कह रहा हूँ, मैंने भी बंद किया था, तो बीच में रिजल्ट देखे, चेल्सी को भी मारा, एस्टन विला को भी मारा.
मैं आपको बताऊं, इंस्टाग्राम पे इनके ना बैत पड़नी चाहिए. आर्सेनल के जो इंस्टाग्राम चलाते हैं, इतनी गंदी तरह हार रहे हो तुम 1-0 से, जब भी वहां जाके जीत रहे हो फिर ऐसे ढिंढोड़े पीट रहे हो जैसे पता नहीं वर्ल्ड कप जीत के आ गए हो. हाँ
अरे भाई देखो जो टीम जैसे लिवरपूल होती है, रोज जीतते हैं. अब 1-2 पोस्ट लिखते हैं. जब कोई टीम 10 मैच में 2 मैच जीते तो भाई हक तो बनता है ना थोड़ा बहुत मजा लेने का. तो क्या कर रहे हो?
शर्म आनी चाहिए. वैसे आप आर्सेनल की बात करिए, आज ही मैंने कंप्लीट करी बुक आर्सेन वेंगर की. It's not that great a read, but it's a good read because he's talking about a lot of the decisions he made, how he was going through the decision making, the kind of players he was buying, what he saw in them from his vision. And his vision is such a different and worldly vision that people have come to love over the years. So if any of you get the time, if you can find it, hard copy, Kindle, whatever, do try reading Arsene Wenger's autobiography. It's an easy read. so it shouldn't take you time. Because if I could read it in a space of a week, my general time to finish a book takes about 40 weeks. So if I could do it in a week, then I'm sure any of you can do
I
it.
wanted to ask you that question now since you brought up with this book. now I don't know. हाँ मैं बोला आपने बोला book खरीदा मैंने कितना दिन लगता है आपको book complete करने के लिए ना
सर मैं बहुत स्लो हूँ. मैं किंडल पे हूँ. मैं खरीदता नहीं, तो मैं उस पे किंडल पे पढ़ता हूँ. मेरा भाई जज कर रहा है मेरे को, बिकॉज वो असली किताबी इंसान है.
वो है भाई मेरे लिए पढ़ेगा और फिर बोलेगा मुझे.
वो वाला इंसान है वो, जो वो पेज को सूंघ के नहीं, हाय पुरानी यादें हैं.
भाई मुझे समरी सुनाएगा, लास्ट में उसी के पास जाऊंगा, मैं बैठूंगा दोनों उधर दिल्ली में. भाई पहले और एक अच्छी खबर सुना रहा हूँ. खूब बर्फ पड़ी है कश्मीर में. मतलब मेरी गाड़ी वाड़ी फंस मैं अभी सीसीटीवी देख रहा था. मेरी गाड़ी फंसी हुई है पूरी बर्फ में. आराम से जब लीक खत्म होंगे जाएंगे भाई दोनों. फिर जो बुक तूने पढ़ी है आराम से बैठेंगे, तू मेरे को सुनाना समरी.
क्या बात है.
बढ़िया भाई.
क्या बात.
डन. इनफैक्ट मेरा एक दोस्त अभी गुलमर्ग से आया है वापस, और एक हमारे कॉलीग कामरान तो है ही वहाँ पे, जो रोज फोटो भेजते हैं.
खेलो इंडिया स्टार्ट हो रहा है ना वहाँ पे. विंटर खेलो इंडिया स्टार्ट हो रहा है वहाँ पे.
विंटर गेम.
Not bad. Okay guys, final question goes to हमारे दाढ़ी वाले दोस्त भाई. स्टैक मिल रहा है कि नहीं भाई साहब को, क्वादरात साहब को, अगर कहानी ऐसी चलती गई?
नहीं यार, I don't think so.
That sounded like a very आपको रफल लेज खाना है कि आज आपको कुछ और खाना नहीं. I don't think so. ये क्या भाई?
Because like you guys were saying earlier, practically this season, given like all of the bubble related and isolation protocols and all of that, it's too much of a stretch to.
So you mean to say that no coaches should get sick?
Yeah,
but it's true, na Mangi. If you were part of a team,
I mean,
and you have to bring in a guy.
To be honest, I believe that during a season, I don't think a coach should ever get, unless you do something off the field that is like a misdemeanor, like आप चोरी कर रहे हो club से या कुछ.
No, bhai, I don't agree with you, bhai.
But I don't really, I absolutely don't adhere to the idea of like sacking. You lose 4 games, you sack the coach.
Yeah.
Just because there are a bunch of former players around who have licenses and there are not enough jobs for them, so you can get a replacement very easily. So that's your first excuse. I'm completely against that.
Even if you're not making,
I think not just this season. I think any season coach should not get sacked mid-season. Definitely. Baki clubs
even if you're not from BFC, if you're not making top 4, you won't even think about it. How to resurrect the season? The amount of money that's spent on a yearly basis, your aim is to go on that challenge for the title.
If it was fair enough, yeah, absolutely, and I think there's not a single team in the ISL that, well, maybe 1 or 2, but most of the teams in the ISL go in there with the point of view of pushing for the title. I mean, Goa pushing for the title, winning. I don't think there's any stage at which, however Kerala might be performing or not performing in terms of how many points they have on the board, I don't think there's ever a situation where Kerala will go in thinking that they don't want to win the tournament. East Bengal, Mohan Bagan obviously want to win the tournament. Bangalore want to win the tournament. We've already mentioned Goa. This year we've seen how much of a fight Hyderabad are putting in. So if you were to say that getting a new coach is a guaranteed solution to the problem that the team is facing, then I might even say, okay, give it a shot. But there's no such guarantee. Na, आपका जो playing staff है वो तो same ही रहेगा. आप नए players, maybe in this current window they make some changes. I don't know.
But I just brought up that thing is we as a coach. I mean, we are definitely, of course, हम लोग तो यही बोलेंगे कि any coaches anywhere in the world, I mean, should given enough time. If you decided at the first place to bring someone in the club for that whatever particular job, then just give him time. Whether it's Exaldos or whatever that you guys.
Yeah,
do.
Absolutely. I mean, you win the title. I mean, anyway. We won't belabor the point, but since you were talking about books, there's a great book by an English journalist called Michael Calvin. It's called Living on the Volcano. It's just about coaches at the top division and the kind of shit they have to go through, literally spending every day of your working life not knowing whether the next day is going to be the last day you have a job. It's a ridiculous way of on the one hand you talk about professionalism and all this kind of stuff, and on the other hand you chop and change your head coach like it's I don't know what. So yeah, if you feel like doing some more reading on that, living on the volcano is worth checking out. But yeah, that's my take on it, boss.
Perfect.
So
ठीक है
Mr.
guys.
Quadrat, I hope you stay on.
क्या बात है. ठीक है भाई. हाँ नहीं सी बिकॉज मैं तो यही कहना चाहता था कि मुझे भी नहीं लगता उनको सैक मिलने वाला है, हालांकि मैं चाबी लगा रहा था यहाँ पे बहुत टाइम से. But I'm just saying it's worth a talking point. It's worth a talking point. Why not? So ठीक है. Mangi, Ishfaq, Annie, thank you so much guys for joining once again, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We will of course keep on troubling you and getting you as and when you guys are free to join us for a conversation on Indian football, and hopefully we can find more talking points. I honestly would really love to do one on the style of plays that we've been seeing teams put out there, and maybe we could go team by team and dedicate time to that one team and say this is the way they play, this is how they're moving, because I think उसमें भी progression देखने को मिल रहा है. The way the teams are playing, the way they're executing styles of play, which means जो coach जो आपको बात बता रहा है आप समझ रहे हो और उस बात को समझ के आप कर भी रहे हो, execution 3-step process, तो वो तीनों दिखने को मिल रहा है, तो वो अच्छी चीज है. जाते जाते मंगी, Ishfaq, would you like to say anything before going, or do you want me to shut the show?
No, thank you very much. It's always fun and pleasure to be in all of with you. Always fantastic to talk about football. Some fun. It's not boring always how we do in certain shows. I don't want to name. And
yeah, discount.
But thank you very much for me, inviting me here. And good to see Annie is in the bubble, and hope he survives there.
So I think the सवाल is hope his room partner survives. That is the way it should be put.
भाई हम cockroach है भाई, हम कहीं भी.
Hey. Mangi, sir, आपको trouble करेंगे Mangi. We'll keep troubling you, to join us whenever you're free, bro.
Bro, I mean, it's always a pleasure, just catching.
But the only problem is हमारे मंगी भाई थोड़ा योगी टाइप का आदमी है. ये देख रहे हैं आप 11 बजने वाले हैं भाई की आंखें बंद हो रही हैं, तो टाइमिंग हमको अपना थोड़ा ठीक करना पड़ेगा भाई. If you want Mangi to be a regular on the show,
यार, I wish I could have that. I wish I could have that lifestyle, भाई. मैं भी 9:30 बजे type lights out.
भाई इसमें wish नहीं होता है भाई, करना पड़ता है.
ताबे दिखा रहा है भाई कितना पे.
ठीक है मंगी, sorry for keeping you up. Sorry for keeping you up so late.
हाथी के दांत कुछ और होते हैं, दिखाने के लिए और खाने के लिए और. देखा
नहीं, it's my pleasure honestly just to catch up with you all, honestly. So कभी भी हम लोग फ्री होंगे सब मिलेंगे दोबारा क्या डायलॉग.
ठीक है, done.
दिल्ली में खान चाचा के पास मिलेंगे.
You know something is missing today भाई.
Who?
भाई का कैप कहाँ गया भाई? I mean, अपना इस्पाक भाई.
अच्छा मेरा कैप.
सर शो से 2 मिनट पहले
बाल बना रहा था मैं.
बालों के बारे में ही बात हुई है, बाल अच्छे लग रहे हैं, ये स्टाइल अच्छा लग रहा है, और तब वो फाइनली उन्होंने एग्जीक्यूशन करी. आज देखिए
भाई, अभी टच मत कर भाई. वो थोड़ा सा वो मेसी था ना, that was looking better भाई. Honestly भाई, आगे से कैप लेके मत.
भाई शादी के बाद बाल कैसे भी लगे it doesn't matter भाई. तू टाइम पे होना चाहिए, फोन टाइम पे करना चाहिए. बाकी
living on the volcano, as they call married life.
I think we all are married. So
yeah. Mangi, Ishfaq, Annie, thank you for your time once again. Yeah. And we'll catch up soon, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode of 420 grams, and we aim to be more regular in 2021. Thank you for watching. And
okay, guys. See you. And
bye.
Stay safe.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm trying something. It doesn't seem to.
Yeah. Audio चलेगा भाई एकदम से इसका.
I don't have the best internet here, but we can always chat over the pictures.
अभी off.
We
Okay.
are still live.
We're still
We're
live.
still
ये
live.
ये
Goodbye,
कश्मीर का ही
guys.
कोई show है. We're still live. Oh, Mangi's gone, huh? Okay, Mangi's gone. ठीक है.
See you
Cool. Not
guys.
bad. See you, Ishfaq. Take care. All the best.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.